You can have a conflict too, right?
In the same way, when you can talk about flow and you talk about the chi of an organ, for instance, like your heart chi, yeah, we always say that when an organ is pumping its blood, then this is the yang, right? But when it is doing that in a perfect way, that means that it's having chi. At that moment, the chi is an indicator of the perfection of its doing its thing, but it's an unconscious flow, right? Because we're not consciously beating our heart every day. Yes, but you can very well compare that with that, because the chi of the heart, which is then not conscious, right? So that's a very important part. It's a non-conscious flow. And at that moment, is still depending on the jing of your body, right? So you control the flow of your heart by the way how you control your body, right? So when you go to the gym and you go really exercise very hard, then at that moment you harden your body, so you break the jing. So actually it's an act of clumsiness what you're doing when you're exercising very hard. And as a result of that, your heart also will be hindered. That means that because of that, the heart muscle has to grow stronger to keep up with the exercises. But it also means that it becomes more stressed. So the chances that something going wrong or that it stumbles or something like this also becomes more large. This is also why the body creates all this dopamine in the brain, because it wants you to stop doing that, and it wants to give you a clear enough mind so that you can decide to stop doing that. Yes? So every time when you have that good feeling from exercises or from anything that you do, it's usually because the body is already in a panic, right? And it just tries to get you out of your panic, right? Because the body likes perfect. The body doesn't like imperfect. Yes, we in our mind we can say, okay, imperfect is nice. Like for instance, you can like for instance, like you have this Japanese art. I forget what is the name. They break something is broken and then they glue it and they give it nice colors or a golden layer or something like this, and then it becomes a new kind of perfect, right? Because it becomes a new kind of aesthetic. Yes, for ourselves that is not the same. Our scars, whether they are psychological or physical or behavioral or something like this, these are not things that make us more beautiful. Yes, unless when we theatrically exploit them, like in teaching or in comedy or in movies or something like this, because then we exploit them for other people to learn from them, right? But normally in your daily life, it's not like that. In Buddhism, you have the idea of dakis and dakinis, and these are like divine beings full of errors, and because of their errors, actually people have to learn from them about what not to do, right? So you see that example is like that. So your errors are there for other people to see, and they should be seen, because other people would like to avoid them. So the whole process of Chinese medicine in that sense is to help you avoid errors, and that is why Yangshan is at the core, and medicine, acupuncture, massage, and these kind of things are at the periphery. Yes? So your internal functioning is exactly like that. So your internal functioning is subconscious, but it can be organized and managed by managing the body control through exercise, through managing your body, regulating your daily activities, and so on and so on.